Good morning, everyone. I wanted to share a word with you this morning here. This really spoke to me this morning about some of you dealing with doubt, and your faith is wavering. And it led me to a passage I want to share with you, and then a wonderful story that we're all so familiar about with Peter walking on water. And the passage is in James 1:6, and it says, "Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind." I wanted to share that passage with you, and also the amazing story of Peter walking on water in Matthew 14, 22 to 32. It's a wonderful story. It's something that I have held on to in my walk with the Lord many, many times, and I'm assuming that many of you have as well. I believe that many believers see themselves in Peter's shoes, standing on the end of the boat, and I could just visualize the boat being tossed about in tremendous storm, and Jesus, who had walked on water to the boat, gives the invitation of a lifetime in one word. He says, "Come." And I envision us coming to him. We can imagine, we just imagine that the thrill Peter must have felt doing something impossible. We can almost hear the surprised gasps from the disciples who watched as we walked on water in the middle of the storm. However, as the story tells, as quickly as it started, it ends. The waves catch our attention. Fear sets in as we start to sink. And we cry out to Jesus to save us, and he does. Peter started out well, believing that if Jesus called him, he could walk on water. And that's the same thing with us. We start out so strong in our faith. We begin the same way. We believe we can do the impossible. We step out of the boat, approach Jesus, but then we become afraid and start to sink. We think we have faith, but in the face of the storm, fear surfaces and causes us to do the one word that Satan loves to put into our minds, and that is doubt. We find how heavy doubt can be in these situations. It causes us to drop to the bottom of the sea, per se. And I love what verse 31 says in Matthew 14. What Jesus said immediately after this happened. He reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus says. "Why did you doubt me?" Jesus says. These words that Jesus spoke to Peter are still relevant to us today. They really do sear our hearts. Why did you doubt? He's asking us. In Peter's case, the wind and the waves caused him to fear. And we too face frightening situations each and day. It could be for a myriad of different reasons: a lack of resources, uncertain situations, and even deathly danger. These things may not be Peter's waves, but they are ours, and they are equally as frightening to us. Doubt is a powerful force, my friends. It can make us turn from doing the impossible by sinking beneath the waves of fear. We waver because the circumstances of life that weigh us down. Fear causes us to question, what if? How many times have we all asked that question? What if I do this? What's going to happen? What if the waves overtake me? What if I can't get that job? What if something unexpected happens? The question is over and over in our minds. It never ends. We start asking all those questions, and we find ourselves wishing we could climb back into the boat. Have you been there? I know I have. We all have, I think. The fact is, and this is what I want to encourage you with today, as I encourage myself, that Jesus has all the power we need. He can calm the storm. Defeating doubt means placing our confidence in Jesus and not the power of the waves that we face. No matter how scary your situation may be today, God is greater. So don't waver. Well, I just wanted to share that word of encouragement today. I hope it does speak to your heart today and encourages you to not waver in your faith. And instead of doubting, put all your confidence in Jesus. He has the power that no one else has to take you through the storms that you face. Well, I hope you have an awesome day, and know that I'm praying for you, and I love you guys.